Hi, this is David from ENZO Trading System. Today I would like to talk a little bit about some recent improvement that we did with our system. Namely, we introduced some elements of genetic programming that helped refine the performance of our main algorithm. So I will jump right away to the result first. Here on the left we have a test period between October 1st and December the 5th. In this case we were using the regular algorithm without the genetic programming improvements. During this period the value of Bitcoin in respect to the US dollar has dropped as much as 40%. In this case we would have performed almost 34% better than the market, which is good, but still not ideal, since the fund would have lost 6.4% of its value. On the right instead, this is with genetic algorithms, and this is actually corresponding more or less to our live trades. Compared to minus 40% of the market, with the genetic programming we reached plus 44% over the market, meaning that we could actually make a profit of 3.6% during this period. So I will now launch a live demo. This is the visual representation of these results. It takes a few minutes. In the first few minutes there is a process of training the algorithms by fitting those hyperparameters to historical data about 3 months prior to the target trading period. So in this case here, on the top there is a timeline which is not scrolling because we're still in a training phase, and at the bottom we can see visual representation of the population of the possible instances of the algorithms. Each one of these bars represents a bit that could be on or off, and each column represents a possible instance of hyperparameters, and there's about 100 columns here which represent an active population. So in practice the population is initialized with bits with random values, and then a process very similar to natural selection decide which one is the best fit by testing these combinations and combining them and mutating them depending on their performance. The value of all this is that we don't need to test exactly every possible algorithm, but rather we just test the selected few elements and select their portion of those chromosomes of these bits and combine them together until close to optimal result is achieved. So a bit more in detail, we can see here, for example, we have a set of hyperparameters in our code. These parameters, they have a minimum and a maximum value and a number of discrete steps that we want to try. So in this case, this is parameters for the non-genetic algorithms. We have to be careful how many discrete steps we want to try, because they all multiply each other and can quickly grow to a very large number of required tests. In this case, for example, we have a total of 6 bits worth of combinations would translate in 64 possible algorithms versions, and we can do this in real time. However, this is often not enough, and we would rather have a case in which we have many more discrete steps and a wider range of minimum and maximum values, and this is indeed the case with genetic algorithms that we are now testing. In this case, if we had to test all possible mutations of the algorithm, we would have to test 65,536 of them, which would requires possibly hours of testing. But in this case, with the genetic approach, we can see that we are almost near to completion. So now the optimization of the hyperparameters is finished, and selected few combinations are put in play into the simulation of the market, which more or less corresponds to our live trades, because our simulation is fairly accurate and matches fairly well what the live trade does. So here we can see a number of recent algorithms that are being considered for actual live trading. This is already a refined set that we built, that we came to during the process of optimization with genetic programming, and as we test more and more, different algorithms are selected. So we're now at the end of the actual testing, and we can see several of the trades, and most importantly we can see here on the bottom right that we indeed reached the conclusion of beating the market by 44%. So this concludes my demonstration today. If you would like to know more about the system, or just have a chat with me, please get in touch through YouTube or Twitter or whatever else. Until then, have fun trading.